To understand how we calculate the date and the amount of your charges, here's an example from John's account. The credits column shows payments and payment adjustments, such as promotional codes applied to an account. From the credits column of John's billing tab, we can see he paid $167.55 on February 29th. To understand how this particular charge was calculated, we'll start by looking at some of John's previous charges. Prior to being charged $167.55 on February 29th, John was charged $236.22 on January 30th. At that time, he also had a value in the balance column of $6.38. The balance column shows the amount of click costs an account has accrued as of that date. Despite having a payment on January 30th, John's account shows a balance of $6.38 because our system doesn't always charge the entire outstanding balance you see at one time. For example, since the ads in John's account are constantly active, some new charges from ad activity could accrue after a payment request is initiated. As a result, $6.38 seen here will be carried over to John's next charge. Next, let's check for any payment adjustments after January 30th. Adjustments lower your outstanding costs. As you can see, John received two payment adjustments from Google, 36 cents on February 2nd and 27 cents on February 20th. Finally, let's review the costs John accrued from his advertising activity after January 30th. We can find these values in the debits column. From January 31st to February 29th, John spent $174.88, which we've highlighted here in blue. Now that we know John's starting balance on January 30th and adjustments of costs from January 30th to February 29th, let's calculate the highest amount that John could be charged on February 29th. He had a balance of $6.38 plus $174.88 in advertising costs, minus 36 cents service adjustment, minus another service adjustment for 27 cents, equals $180.63. John's total outstanding balance at the end of February 29th is $180.63. But, as you recall, since John constantly accrues charges, we don't always charge the full balance you see. That's why for John, as for most advertisers, a charge is usually lower than the outstanding balance. Here, John was charged $167.55, and $13.08 will be carried over to his next payment. With automatic payments, Google charges you 30 days after your last automatic payment or when you reach an amount called your billing threshold, whichever comes first. You can find your billing threshold beside How You Pay within the Settings section at the top of the billing page. In John's case, his billing threshold was $500. Since he did not accrue $500 worth of charges before 30 days had passed since his last automatic payment on January 31st, he was charged after 30 days on February 29th. If John had accrued higher costs and reached his billing threshold of $500 before the 30-day period elapsed, he would have been charged earlier, when his balance reached the threshold amount.